We are back at it with a fresh week. As you can see, BTX is on the screen, guys. This is a pump and dump. It is a short squeeze that is running pre-market. I am starting with this as a giant caution. Please, please, please. Took a look at this as a bio company. They have zero pipeline, no pipeline, nothing. This company was a bar trivia company up until a couple of months ago here. It was $3 at the end of March. It is pre-market over $65. This thing is pricing itself at the same level as Bristol Myers, as BMY, and Pfizer. Giant red flag, guys. Big old red flag. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Please, 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 guys, be aware of a pump and dump when you see it. Don't get caught on the dump. I personally don't even enter on the pump. Please, please, please be very, very careful with this, okay? Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How was everybody's weekend? How are you guys doing? Just need this. Head over here. Let's go here like that. Perfect. Okay. Why is it not letting me post that? Did it post that? Did it not post that? Yeah, it did. Okay, perfect. All right. Weekend was good. Weekend was good. We did our weekly DD, guys. Book of the week was Devil Take the Hindmost. You'll remember that I did the history of the U.S. in 5 stock market crashes last week. Well, this week we did Devil Take the Hindmost. It's a much broader view of crashes across history. It goes all the way back to the Tulip crash, but it looks at global perspective as well. So it deals with some in England, deals with some in Europe, deals with some in the US. So definitely recommend it as a read. It was an excellent read. Did make some pre-market plays this morning, guys. I did exit my CLOV equity to enter HUT. I will be entering a position in HUT today. I will be doing a video this week on HUT, probably not today. Today, I'm definitely going to be doing a video on BTX and why this thing is an absolute dumpster fire about to happen. So I'm going to grab a coffee, grab some water. I'll be right back, and then we're going to get down to it. We're going to watch BTX out the gate here. Bafarf getting uplisted to NASDAQ, trading very cheap compared to Mara and Riot. Yeah, I'm waiting actually for HUT to make that same announcement. Did you see HUT registered for a 500 million offering in March? Yeah, I think that might be along the lines of their NASDAQ uplisting. I don't mind that offering. Not a big deal for me. All right. Here we go again, ladies and gents. Here we go again. Open up dashboard here. It's going to be a decent morning out the gate here, guys. CLOV is 1016 right now. ETON's 880, 871, 880 is the bid ask on that. So that's looking pretty good. SHG 167, so that continues to run. It's looking like a beautiful, beautiful Monday, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty pumped about this. My Licenza membership paying dividends. New swimwear. We're in that season. We broke that down on Martini Stream Friday night. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We broke that down Friday night. Guys, if you missed that, I think that she has that available for you guys. I don't know that she made a video on YouTube out of it, but yeah, that's there. Ethereum did quite well this weekend, guys. It's up over 3,000, so I'm not complaining about that. But yeah, we will be watching BTX out the gate, guys. This is a short squeeze pump and dump. I do want to watch it. This is a Schadenfreude for the morning. If you guys don't know what that is, it's watching something terrible happen for entertainment. Think Jerry Springer or America's Funniest Home Videos, but on stocks. Is this still my phone number? That's an odd thing to pop up. What's up? What's up? What's up? Is Cardano a viable investment? This is another altcoin, yeah? Guys, I've committed to Ethereum. That's the only thing that I'm playing in crypto. I won't trade anything else other than that. Yeah, no, I'm just going to trade Ethereum. Guys, I'm going to restart the restream chat. It's bugging out a little bit, so... okay, hopefully that's going to work better. But yeah, so the reading list, guys, is updated. Devil at the Hindmost was the book for the week, so if you guys haven't check that out. Do I think Ethereum will reach Bitcoin levels? No. No, I have Ethereum at 10 grand for the end of the year. Okay, but yeah, guys, BTX is definitely what we will be watching. Also, YouTube video, guys. I know we were breaking down together the YouTube video that we saw about how to learn to day trade in a week. I have created a response to that of why you can't learn to trade effectively in a week, the risks, and my thoughts on what you guys can do to be successful. If that's of interest to you, that's there. If you guys have the time to swing over, give it a like, comment. As always, I greatly appreciate that, guys. The growth on YouTube has been phenomenal, and a lot of that is coming from Twitch. So huge thank you to you guys on Twitch for all the support on that platform, the long form content. I will be putting out a video today on BTX. I will be putting out a video this week on HUT. Yeah. Fajan's being sarcastic there, guys. But with that being said, it is an excellent time for me to drop in the old disclaimer. For those of you watching elsewhere, the disclaimer is in the description. For those of you here on Twitch, voila. Nobody on this stream is a professional financial advisor. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you financial advice. This whole stream, the purpose of this is exclusively in order to educate you guys as to what it looks like when somebody trades the market. You guys get to see my thought process, my decision making, and That's educational. You should not be shadowing me. You should not be taking trades based off of anything that you see from anybody on the internet. If you're not sure what to be doing with your own investment portfolio, please seek out a financial professional. Please, 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 please. That would be financial advice to use. I can't say that. All I can disclose to you guys is I hold Ethereum. That's it. I don't hold Bitcoin. I don't hold altcoins. I hold Ethereum. That's it. Yeah. So, and one of the things that we looked at when we broke that down, guys, was the success, the level of success that that person had. Yes, he has 23 million views on his video saying this is how he learned how to day trade in a week, but he's also blown up three accounts, three cash accounts over the period of time, and has now moved away from making stock trading videos into lifestyle videos. So, his video on how to day trade in a week, I'm sure, makes him a great YouTube bank. He can just sit back and collect the recurring revenue on that. However, as far as whether it's actually practical, the trading advice that he provides, hey, it's not there. Which is why I made that video for you guys. Hopefully that is helpful. I did move this. I did move the portfolio around. I haven't made the change on this yet, so let's make the change on. Oh, right. I didn't make the change because I'm waiting for the market to open to update the price on CLOV. But I will exit CLOV at the open here. I am looking to add HUT. So that will be a change that we make today. My public profile, let's go here. May's not populated yet, so this will update sometime this week. Finished April down 16, guys, better than March. February, March, April, all three losing months back to back. January was a killer start, but these 3 months have been lagging as a result of me holding Zemetica, SNDL, FTOC on the decline. I will probably look to re-enter FTOC and SNDL, but that'll be down the road. Zemetica is much further down the road. We're talking a year and a half, 2 years. So that's way down the pipe for me. But that is that. Let's go rankings. What are we talking here? VXRT, this is vaccine. OCGN, this is vaccine. Bafarf, guys, this is Bitfarms. Ammo Pow, PSTH, this is the Bill Ackman SPAC. BTX, this is Brooklyn Immunotherapeutics, this is the pump and up I was talking about. FRX, this is another SPAC. Verizon, this is on the sale. What is HUT? It is a mining company akin to Mara and Riot. Now, one of the interesting things that we found doing the DD on the weekend, as you guys know, in my trading journal, I mark down why I enter and exit positions. If we go to this link here, that's fine, continue. Yes, robot. All right, let's go here. Page 11, I believe, was the chart. Whoa, too far. 11, 12. There. Okay, so here is Bitfarms, guys. This is their hash rate over here. This is their current market cap. You'll see that it's almost in line with Riot. So this is why Bafarf, having made their announcement of NASDAQ uplisting, is going to be big. It'll be good for us to take a look at that today to see what could potentially happen to HUT 8 when it gets there. But HUT 8 actually exceeds Riot in its hash rate, but its evaluation is way the frig down here. So this is kind of a big deal. I think that uplisting will be something that happens for them, but right now this is where I want to play. But I'll do a full breakdown of HUT 8. I like them for more than just the crypto mining in the event that crypto doesn't continue to play out the way that they thought it would. They actually have ties to green energy and green energy credits, which is a big deal in Canada. So they've got multiple streams. It's a value play for sure. Berkshire Hathaway had their call. He's bullish on the economy despite risks of hyperinflation. He's explaining a few of his plays and why he's moving around. He still sees big tech as a beautiful entry. BRPH Galaxy Digital. Yeah, Galaxy came up. Actually, Hut has partnerships with Galaxy, so you get a little bit of the Galaxy play inside Hut and vice versa. Tilray Afria merger closed. I don't know that this is going to do anything. It's pulled off of NASDAQ. You can no longer trade Afria on NASDAQ as of today. So that's there for the pot players.
Jesus Christ. So people are so fucking triggered by this.
By what?
So I did the A/B test, right? It's weird because I got more engagement on StockTwits through the positive one, but I got less conversions. I got more conversions on the like normal stuff that I do, but I had less engagement per se. One dude really went off the rails with me because apparently I don't know. Apparently I guess I triggered him. I don't know. And this just tells me that it's unfortunate that I can't do anything nice because I apparently my brand is basically just this supposed like antagonistic thing when I'm basically just doing research on something.
Even
And
when you want to be nice, you still come across as a prick, so you might as well be a prick.
yeah, I mean, like, well, here's the weird thing though, because I'm not like this one that I did. I basically didn't try to insert a lot of humor. I didn't try to do anything negative. This is just based on what they read, and I asked very objective questions, right? Like, so this is a vaccine where they have an 81% efficacy rate, which is significantly what I would say significantly lower than the 90% that the other vaccines do. And this isn't a single shot. This is a double shot with 28 days apart. The longest the other ones have is 21 days, and the shortest is about 14 days. So this one is an inferior product. Oh, you're actually looking at oxygen right now?
Yeah, so guys, this is one I wanted to touch on as well. Redemption did put a video. Feel free to throw the video in chat there, Redemption, so everybody can see it. Guys, with Ocugen, my issue is this. The first rule that I give everybody when you're going to look at a biostock is go to the pipeline. Take a look at the pipeline, okay? So here's the pipeline for Ocugen, okay? Pipeline overview, this is what we're looking at. It's a gene therapy platform. They have a whole bunch of stuff here that is in discovery, preclinical, or IND, not even phase 1. That means that they are 2 to 3 years out from getting this, and that's if they move quickly. They do have orphan drug designation on this OCU400, so that's why I'm giving it a much tighter time window where they're going to get sped up through the process, but even still, they're not even in phase 1. Okay? The only thing that they have is this Covaxin, that they have an emergency use authorization in India, which, by the way, everybody is getting. And a pathway for US EUA. This is not going to happen. They are not going to see US partnership. It will not happen. The US is Gucci. They have the vaccines they need. They're actually looking to give vaccines away to India right now. They are not going to approve another one for emergency use authorization. They just
they have
aren't.
the other ones are basically orphan drugs, so it's like I I can concur with the altruistic stance and stuff like that, but there's no money in it. And people seem to have this notion that, oh, once they get EUA, because Fauci mentioned them, blah, blah, and shit like that, but they already have drugs on the table there. And
No.
one of the risk factors stated there, which everybody overlooks, is that they have $24 million in cash on hand, right? They lost 21 million the year prior. And I think their current operational capital after they fired a bunch of people was like 16 million with like a 0.7 mil in severance that they had to pay for those people that they fired. But they said they need significant capital if this was to be approved to raise, and they can't do it. I don't know if this is an actual thing, if they have a restriction on when they can do share dilutions, but they said that they will definitely have to do share dilutions if this thing
they'll
gets
have to
approved,
drop
because they need to.
offerings.
Yeah,
For
because
sure.
they need to up the manufacturing, right?
Well, they'll either
And,
need to do offerings, or that will have to be in the contract with India, that India pays the production fee.
And the thing is, it's co-opted with Bharat Biotech, and that's another material risk factor because Bharat could say like, well, you guys aren't sufficiently set up and we want to manufacture this now. So we're going to take, and we don't know who's going to have the IP for the discoveries and stuff like that, right? So if Baharat owns that and they take it away and they like, back out in their agreement or whatever, who cares if they pay a fee or whatever, right? Because they're going to make a lot more money from actually manufacturing this thing with someone who actually has already established manufacturing capabilities to scale. And that's something that
Mayor Bear, still a lot of money in India. There's a lot of need in India. I would argue that there's not as much money as people think, and I don't think that it's going to be going to this outlier. I don't think OCGN is queued up for a massive payday on this. I think the other companies that are already there, companies out of Israel that are using the AstraZeneca one there. I think you're more likely to see the pipelines out of Israel for AstraZeneca or companies like J&J and Pfizer that have currently existing. Even the Sino vaccine that China's been using. I think all of those are in place there and are not experimental. They have production lines. They're already producing. I think those companies stand to make a ton more money than OCGN. I think OCGN is currently rising on the hype, but buy the rumor, sell the news. It's exactly that. It's exactly that. Buy the rumor, sell the news.
It shows in the comments too, because like I got this one dude who I absolutely triggered to the moon apparently, but he's just like, I watched a few of your videos, then track your predictions to check your performance. You're literally 94% wrong on the 5 videos I watched. Lol, don't quite your say job at the Arby's drive-thru. I'm reading as this like how he actually wrote this, but and yes, I want curly fries with that B. And I want that 40 minutes back. You suck or whatever, right? And I looked back, right, and I'm like, okay, so the thing that I would have been down, quote unquote, down on was probably GME about 60%, and nothing ever came close to the 94%. Even if you combine all of them, I was
guys. Statistics are tough. Statistics are a really tough thing, but I can tell you, for you to be 90% wrong on 5 videos is impossible. You cannot. He cannot. Olympians got it right as I was saying it. It is impossible to be 94% wrong on 5 videos. In fact, to be 94% wrong on something, you're probably going to have to put out 100 videos.
I mean, like, you could say that I'm 94% wrong, but I'm literally looking at my seasonal trade list, and I'm 6 for 6 right now.
86.5% of statistics thrown out in comment sections are made up on the spot, guys.
Yeah, and I said that. Well, wow, that's amazing. I seem to be living rent free in your head, right? And he like just went completely off. He's like, I completely did this out of fairness, but what's not fair is I want my time back. Seriously, glad your mom isn't charging you rent. Cool story, bro. I literally used my calculator to get the exact amount you were wrong. I want that Arby's sauce with that too, right? And then the other guys that he tagged in started chiming. He was like, lol, I hate when clowns get in your head or whatever, right? And he's like, hey, y'all still got that sandwich, just bacon. And I was just like, Jesus Christ, you are so triggered. He's like, sorry, Cap, but I said that, Jesus Christ, you seem so triggered. Like, you seem more like you need more of a dictionary and a thesaurus than you need a calculator. I don't trust your calculator skills if that's how you talk. And he says that, sorry, Cap, your Captain autocorrect checker, lol, face your videos are worse than watching Teletubbies. You even look like that one. And then he just keeps going, posting all these memes about Arby's and shit like that. And then he says, your video sounds like you wear Velcro shoes. First of all, if you've ever worn Velcro shoes, they are fucking ballin'. Like, they make your life so much easier. And I don't think this kid could even tie a shoe. And he keeps going off saying, "Oh, rent free, i.e., crashing in the walk-in because your boss is cool with it because he get help."
Okay,
does anybody like?
Market's open.
This goes on.
Market's open,
for half hour.
Yeah.
I said like.
No. We're gonna time out on that. Time out. Market's open. BTX is what we're watching, guys. We're watching this because this is the latest short squeeze play. BTX, Brooklyn Immunotherapeutics. If you guys aren't aware, this bio company did not exist until a couple of months ago. Before that, it was NTN Buzz Time. It was the company that made those trivia boxes for the bars. Okay? This bio company is a gene therapy company with no pipeline. They just got the approval to start trying to create drugs that would be a pipeline. This company has no revenue, no pipeline, nothing. It has run, this is just the last 10 days. Let's go on the month here. It has run from $4, that $4 there? $3.92, April 5th. $3.92 on April 5th to $80. Nothing on this. This is a short squeeze. This is a GME. This is another GameStop happening in real time. Shorts are stuck in this. If they have a short in this, they are currently stuck in this. What was interesting to me on this one, guys, is if I update Swaggy, there was no conversations about BTX on here. Nothing doing. GME is here, Tesla's here, CLOV is here, MVIS is here. But you better believe, guys, by tomorrow, BTX is going to be number one on here. Remember, Swaggy and Wall Street Bets seems to always lag a day behind. So rest assured, tomorrow you are going to see BTX pop up on here in a big way. Let's see, is there even one mention? Yeah, one mention. Am I buying in? No. I'm not going anywhere near this, guys. This is a dumpster fire waiting to happen. We are watching it so that I can watch what happens when it hits that point where people start to take profit early. So what's going to happen is, guys, you're going to see subsequently smaller and smaller returns on short squeezes as a result of people that got caught holding the bag on GME don't want to get caught holding the bag on BTX. Okay. I'm wondering at what point we see a halt here.
I was going to wrap by saying, so apparently my whole brand is being able to trigger people with like 2 to 3 comments.
Yeah, the only thing that I would say is like try not to trigger yourself.
I'm just stupefied that like I actually put in some work for this thing, and apparently people hate it even more. I know what, this is basically Rita.
That's fine. That is what it is. DGLY spiking for some reason. I pulled DGLY from my watch list just because it's not a strategy for me. Yeah, it's up 10%. BTX halted, guys. Called that about 2 seconds before it happened. This thing is about to free fall. You want to watch people get burned real quick? This is gonna free fall. And the immediate narrative on this is going to be, oh, it's the hedgies. They're coming in and halting the stock, so we can't trade it the way that we want. This is BS nonsense. Let the market trade. These halt rules have existed for a long time. They exist for a damn good reason. It's specifically to make things like this not happen. These people that bought this up pre-market from 9 to 9:30, you can't. There's no more shares shortable. This thing has, and there's no put options on it, so don't even look. This thing is going to free fall. And everybody that bought this up pre-market or out the gate is about to get their ass handed to them. This thing is going to fall. Really, really frightening. CLOV jump, did you already get out? Yeah, I got out pre-market. I'm okay with that. Where did it jump to? Holy crap, 1040. Nice. Yeah, I got out pre-market. I'm okay with that. I missed out on 40 cents. I did get filled on my hut though at 7:15.
Deep breaks you can if there's shares available, but typically that's kind of risky. At the retailer level, you want to be at an institutional level because you will basically, there's a lot of tools you get handed to make the shorts a lot easier, not just with options.
Yeah, I still have the warrants, guys. I'm not going anywhere on the CLOV warrants. That's why I'm still in that play. You just can't, you won't see the warrants on my portfolio. They won't be there. So I'm up about $1,000 on ETON right now. I'm up about $5,000 on CLOV. Now remember, CLOV W lags the ticker. So as this continues to increase in value, we will see CLOV W lag by about 15 minutes, but it will catch up. So Yeah, there's no puts available, so you can't take put options. To short it would be the only option. There are no short shares available, and even if you get short shares, the interest on them would be insane. So I just, for me personally, it's like I'm not gonna go near it. Okay, so guys, I am in on Hut. I'm already up on it. I think that this continues to move up. I'm going to try to get as much capital into this as possible. SHG on their uplisting, I am holding this into uplisting. I'm hoping that they don't announce, that Hut doesn't announce an uplisting before SHG gets their uplisting, so I can move all the money that I make on SHG into Hut. Now, same thing here. If CLOV goes, I'm going to slowly exercise portions of shares once it's through strike over time. But for now, it is what it is, and we're going to hold that there. ETON's doing well. It's down $30 on the day, but I've got an 837 entry, so I'm pretty stoked about that. Let's see, did BTX come out of halt? Not yet. Okay, should we go? You want to go see people losing their minds? Should we go see? Let's go see. BTX. Halted down. Why trading halted? Not even worries. This will go past 100 today. Halted upwards. BTX halted downwards. Which will be the winner? BTX will go back up. BTX servers. Oof. Why? Halted for what reason? Almost 3 billion market cap. Nothing. The idiots buying this crap are playing hot potato. BTX will be back. Ding. Halted. 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 On the day, guys, my portfolio, I am up 15 per what? No, I'm up 3% on the day. CLOV warrants just kicked in. I'm up another $1,200 on the day with the CLOV warrants. My Canadian portfolio, I'm up 4.5% on the day. So SHG doing work. You can't be hating that right now, right, Redemption?
Oh no.
$1.67 right now. Like,
136 on my side, but I can hate fucking Tesla or Palantir and stuff like that. They need to keep going back up.
yeah, Tesla with China, man. They just doubled their government relations team because they're having some fallout there. All right, so halt is off on BTX, guys. Now we wait. Now we watch, guys. The scary part with a halt on the downward trend is this thing can gap like almost immediately. Endo within 10 bits. Let's go. Let's go. A good morning. Yeah. The scary thing when something comes out of a halt like that to the downward, guys, it can immediately gap. And what I mean by that is you see the halt there, that little line that went sideways for a minute. This could, when it comes out of the halt, immediately drop to like here and then halt again. So there's a little bit of buy up here. We'll see if it can continue to build volume or if this thing is going to be muted. Now remember, guys, there are a lot. Ah, no. Millennial, wrong screen. Okay. So this little line here, guys, is where it got halted. It could gap. It could just fall to 60 in a single tick. Like gone. And then it would halt again. And you'd be stuck in this endless halt, hoping that your stop loss gets filled. But it could just not get filled. Especially with low float stocks like this. It could just not get filled. So taking a look at the book on BTX, there's a massive wall of sales all the way up, and the buy pressure is almost non-existent. People want out. There are so many people looking to take profit as fast as they possibly can. Which, if you guys are day traders, I get it. And if you're scalpers, I get it. I get this play. I understand what you're doing. but you are actually juggling chainsaws while stoned on LSD. Like the likelihood that you're going to lose an arm is quite high. Uh, if I if you were in this, would you just market sell in order? Okay, so a couple of things. First of all, I would not go near this ticker today. If I was in this on Friday, I would have sold pre-market when it was up at 70. I would have sold. I'd be out. I would not enter this position today ever. There's no way, pre-market or otherwise, that I would have entered this position today. Wouldn't have happened. Bio is a industry that I know. When I go to check your pipeline and you have nothing, you have no pipeline, you have nothing. Not an pre-IND, not an IND, not a phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, nothing. You have nothing, and your stock is currently valued at a share price higher than BMY or Pfizer. This is negligent to go anywhere near that, in my opinion. Okay? So if I was in this on Friday, I would have sold pre-market and got out. Taken my gains. I would have been gone. There is no scenario, unless you guys handed me $70 and said, buy one share just to see. If I was in a similar situation. So yeah, let's say ETON, for example, runs like this. Well, no, even then, it's not the same situation because ETON has a pipeline. Like they've got a reason why. I'm trying to think of a ticker that I wouldn't trade a bio company that had no pipeline. I can't think of a situation I would ever be in that would be similar to this. Company with no product, pure speculation, and it's running on a short squeeze. I wouldn't do it. When I got into AMC in January and saw those massive gains, the reason why I saw those gains, guys, and I got into AMC was I went, theaters will bounce back a little into the end of the year. Out of all of these, I'm willing to just take a shot for a couple days on AMC. And when AMC spiked the following day, I exited and I didn't stay in it. Now, AMC continued to run for a couple more days and I missed out on potential gains, but I'm okay with that. Because I recognize that spike was too much. For me, anyway. And I got it. Yeah, SPACs are coming back in favor, guys. SPACs are getting shiny again. For sure. Yeah, Mary Bear. And I don't fault anybody for doing that. Now, I like BlackBerry. And again, it would be very similar to AMC, where BlackBerry has a product. They've got a future, right? They are a company. And they're probably much better positioned than AMC is because they're not carrying a buttload of debt. So BlackBerry would have been better, but it's the same thing. When you see an unrealistic spike, when BlackBerry jumps to $22, when it shouldn't do that until 2025, you've got to be aware that it's okay to take profit. You can't go broke taking gains, right? If you take 100 trades and you take small wins on 100 trades, that's better than you taking 2 big wins and 98 losses. Trying to hold for that squeeze. Now, that being said, guys, nobody's perfect, and I definitely got burned. I had a drawdown on the account from 3 of those things where I did exactly that. I held for the juice. Now, that was on my DD and hoping the DD would come through, and it didn't. But I did learn from that because I got out of AQB immediately when they dropped news that changed the DD. Gone. Out. Appeal on whether or not the FDA can say they can sell genetically modified fish as a food. Great, I'm out. Done. Not sticking around for it. You don't have that FDA approval? I'm not waiting on hopes, wishes, and unicorn farts. I'm not doing it. SHG up 780 on the day. HUT is up 100 on the day. I'm down on it because of my pre-market entry at 715, but that's okay. I think it'll still come up. And Zom is back to the abyss. They do have lasers on their head. That's true, Sean. Is HUT only on the Canadian market? No, I believe it is on the OTCs, guys, but I'm going to caution. Please be extremely careful with anything that you play on the OTCs, okay? So HUT MF is the ticker. Don't look at the warrants on HUT. Well, I mean, you can look at whatever you want, but I looked at the warrants, and there's no reason to get into the warrants. They expire at the end of the year with a strike of 625, so For me, Hut warrants aren't particularly worth it, but Hut MF is the ticker if you're going to be looking at it over on the OTCs. CLOV came back down to 10, so all the way up to 1060 and then back to 1010. ARDX is from last week. That's declining on no news. That's expected. SHG floating 165, kind of not moving anywhere there. ETON down to 852. This one's fallen. This is interesting. ETON, what you doing, yo? What you doing? What you doing, ETON? Why you be like this? Yeah, things is coming down. How's SPY doing? Yeah, SPY's sideways. It's not really SPY. DGLY is back over $2. Yeah, Maribel, that's what we're seeing. We're seeing, well, that's what I'm seeing, I should say. So, just for an example, here's MMed, which you guys know as MNND. MNMD, over the last 3 months. Here's their announcement that they're going to uplist. So this is they filed for uplisting. Then it comes down. Then this is approval of uplisting with the date being April 27th. So they get approval of uplisting. It goes up. Over the weekend, it goes up again. And then the day of the uplisting, it goes down. So on the Canadian market, this thing grows rapidly into the uplisting. ETON is on the May chart. Yeah. Yeah. ETON for me is just a solid hold into the end of May. There's not really anything else in that price point for people to trade. So people that don't want to trade the BMYs and people that don't want to trade the AstraZenecas and the, the 60, 70, $80 bio tickers that they're looking for something $15 or less, ETON is really it for the month. And then MMed declined afterwards. So another one that we're looking at is SHG, Skylight Health. So here's the announcement that they're going to uplist. Ever since then, it's just gone up instead of down, but so that's a little bit different. But I think that May 19th, chainmail, 8 months. Let's go. Huge appreciation, guys, to all you guys that are subbing. It's crazy to see the amount of subs that are currently on this channel. It's almost like this is a community. Crazy, right? Is Vaxart a meme stock? I can take a look at it. I haven't taken a look at VXRT in a while.
Melania, tell me if you agree with this or not. So one of the commentator videos that I watched was talking about like how, how that whole thing where they wanted police to have body cams and stuff like that. And now apparently the narrative is that they switched from police need body cams to we should just abolish the entire police or whatever, right? And this person was saying that they think theoretically the reason for that was because they switched so quickly for that was because these body cams started capturing the rioters and like people who were rioting and actually being the perpetrator or aggressors. And basically that's the dichotomy of it, that whatever they did was actually recorded, even though they could always say he said, she said, to the media, because the media is willing to feed into that shit. But the body cam tells a whole different story, the actual story.
So that's been my line from go, is that police forces should completely be on board. They should absolutely 100% be on board with the push for body cameras, because in many of these instances, those body cameras, in a lot of these cases, are going to show that the police did what they should have done. Now, there's always going to be an instance where that's not true and it captures the cop being on the wrong side. But an example of that was the gentleman with the DUI in the Wendy's drive-thru. The body cam footage and the photos from that were excellent. Absolutely excellent. Because they showed the officers being assaulted. They showed this gentleman who's clearly under the influence stealing a weapon off of an officer's body. They showed him trying to resist arrest and run away. They showed him firing on an officer with the weapon. Like, those things will come into play to merit what happened. Now, it's unfortunate, the results. It's always unfortunate when somebody dies. However, in that instance, the body cameras and the photo evidence are going to be what clears those officers. those officers will continue to be police officers. So I think police forces really need to get behind it. Yeah, my DGL Y250 calls are up on the day for sure. The company has a LiDAR product. So the website updated and they now have LiDAR products, which is what's driving it up. Coke is up, obviously, after Berkshire Hathaway's event. It makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like I wasn't sure about the whole like them behaving badly situation. But the fact that they just don't want cops now because they're getting like it's basically showing proof that they are the aggressors is hilarious.
ETON doesn't have options, right? Yeah. Oh, it does have options.
Oh, Atrax, no, I'm not against them getting body cameras. It tells the truth. There's no my truth or your truth. There's only the truth and nothing but the truth.
ETON has options.
I stopped thinking with farts and unicorns, Endo, the older I got. It's like Viltrumites, the older they get, the slower they age. The older I get, the more I realize my way of thinking when I was young is wrong.
Sometimes you just throw the most random shit. Ah, yes, the
But
Viltrumites.
I watch other shit too. Come on.
I feel like I need a cup of tea when you talk. Oh yeah, the Viltrumites. This is the basic bitch stream. This is the basic bitch stream.
Did you know that they announced a? I thought it was a movie, but I'm not sure anymore. But they announced a Green Lantern 2022.
I think one of the best castings the DC has ever done was Mark Strong's Sinestro. As bad as the original Green Lantern movie was, and it was bad, they nailed it with Sinestro. He was perfect.
Oh yeah.
He was absolutely fantastic as Sinestro. And the clip at the end, I don't know if you guys have seen it because most people couldn't bear watching Green Lantern all the way to the end. But after the credits, there's a scene with Sinestro rocking his yellow ring and wearing the yellow suit. Oh man, nobody could have saved that script. Nobody could have saved the decision to do a CG costume. The Green Lantern script was abysmal, but Mark Strong Sinestro needs to come back. He needs to be a part of the DCU. Period. There's a Green Lantern movie. He needs to be the bad guy.
They're saying that I couldn't really understand it, whether they're because the dude that was reporting on it kept saying the show, but then kept saying a movie, but then kept saying it was as if it was a show. So I don't know if there's going to be like a Green Lantern movie with Guy Gardner, and then a show with the Green Lantern Corps. But I'd be a live action Green Lantern show would actually be kind of cool.
Rich, I meant to do it this weekend, and then instead I listened to the book I was supposed to listen to. I opted for work over play this weekend. So that's kind of where we're at on this. All right, guys, we have a competitor for BTX, okay? So BTX has been halted. RHE has also been halted, but RHE has been halted to the upside. So we're going to have a race on halts today. Let's see who wins it. Does BTX bounce back? Is there hope for this ticker? Can it come back? Or can RHE be the runner for the day? Scanners right now have RHE in first. BTX, RHE is out of halt. Up 60% on the day. BTX up 26. AHT up 23. All your Canuck bucks are gone. May God have mercy on your soul. Okay, they're both declining now. We might get a free fall on both. Uh, guys. Oh no. Oh no. We're taking them all. Bricks wins. Oh no. Sean, what are you doing? Guys. Oh, and then Jacob's like, I got this. Hold my beer. All right. RAG's showing some positive upward movement. Doji hit 40.
Yeah. Have you?
Oh, we
Oh,
got some
did you see?
winners.
Did you have time to see what Warren Buffett said on the weekend?
No, guys, I didn't get a chance to watch Buffett's thing before Buffett went in. This is a no-brainer, okay? Berkshire Hathaway is going to get up there and say he is positive on the U.S. economy. It's one of the strongest economies the world has ever seen. The fact that both the Fed and the government are looking to endlessly stimulate the economy is only good for big tech companies and big business that has been a staple of the American economy forever. He is not bullish on perspective or speculative stocks. He is not bullish on cryptocurrencies and evolving currency because it's still something that he doesn't understand, nor does he have a desire to understand. That is literally what you could have expected going into the Hathaway event. And sure as shit, what you're going to get is exactly that of the event. That was exactly what happened, right? If you guys know anything about Buffett and Munger, that was their script before they went in.
I showed my friend the graph when he went into Barrick Gold, where it's like, okay, here's the first quarter when they just announced like, oh yeah, we got a position in Barrick Gold or whatever, right? Thing went from like it was dropping. It was like down to like 16 or something like that. The moment it heard, oh, Berkshire took a large position in this thing, spiked up to 26. And what's funny is that the preceding quarter afterwards, like, yeah, we reduced our position by like 40%, and then by fourth quarter, they already got out the rest of it. I'm like, Jesus Christ, is Buffett pumping and dumping?
I don't think it's a pump and a dump.
It's not,
I,
but it's literally
he
called. I think it's called the Buffett effect.
Yeah, but guys, you have to understand with Barrick Gold, what Buffett did was he liked gold as a currency, and then he sees people not hedging on gold. Instead, they're looking at the treasuries that are going to be pumped up, and he's looking at people moving into crypto. Now, while Buffett himself may not understand crypto, he can definitely understand that money is moving into it, and as such, if gold is not going to be the reserve like it has been in the past, he's not as bullish on it. So he exited the position. His DD changed, and so he moved out of the play. There's nothing surprising there. Same thing with airlines. Like, oh, Buffett got out of Apple and airlines. Of course he did. Guys, they're closing down business travel and international travel around the world. If Buffett held airlines, I'd be astounded, absolutely gobsmacked. He doesn't want to pull an icon and hold Hertz into bankruptcy, right? Like, he's not that guy.
He holds it if there's an underlying reason. So like if they're still massively profitable, but no one knew, or some no sort of nuance where like they had a specialized contract where they're the sole sole company that has exclusive rights to XYZ. Like,
Buffett doesn't care about being right, guys. Buffett cares about being profitable. Am I in Ethereum? I've been in Ethereum for a little over a month. I've got about 1% of my portfolio in there, and
which by the way,
that's all I'm going to put in. My entry price on my Ethereum was. Let's
which by the way,
go.
I didn't know that Wealth didn't allow US dollar accounts. It's like
Yeah, it's got to
it
be
must be
Canadian.
Canadian.
Yeah,
What's the conversion rate on that, or the carry rate, or do they not charge you a carry
I
rate?
don't have a carry rate. Nope. I'm up 67% on my Ethereum position.
Oh yeah, because
But
you just use it
Millennial,
for
it's
the crypto.
performing so well. Why don't you put more money in there? Because I have a rule that I'm keeping crypto to 1% of my portfolio. Why did I pick Ethereum out of all the coins? There's so much other stuff that's moving. You could have got in on Doji or SafeMoon or Comstock or why? Because it's boring. And in an industry like that fluctuates on farts on Twitter, I'm not going anywhere near it. I'm not. I'm willing to risk 1% of my portfolio on, and I'm up 60% for doing that. But if you'd put in your whole portfolio, you'd be yeah. But that's not solid portfolio management. When I was asked on LinkedIn, there's a bunch of people talking about crypto as a currency and where I saw things going for valuations. I see Bitcoin at 80,000. I see Ethereum at 10,000 at the end of the year. That's my personal targets. I understand that a lot of people have different thoughts and reasoning on where things are going to go, but that's where I'm at. Now, do I think there's a cap on Ethereum? Yeah, I think Ethereum probably caps out around 20, 25 grand. But that happens intentionally. I and I don't think it's designed to hit Bitcoin prices. I think if they start to see rapid growth, like you're seeing out of Bitcoin to absurd dollar valuations, you see them make the process of acquiring Ethereum easier in order to bring the value back into line with where they want it. I don't think they want it above 25,000. Wrong? We'll see. That's a future prediction. Doji's designed to hit Bitcoin prices. Doji 100,000 incoming.
The they were say I kept reading on the board saying that oh yeah, Elon's gonna mention something about Dogecoin on SNL this weekend. I'm like, okay. Can he mention something about Tesla? Because like,
Tesla's biggest news was that regulatory body.
yeah, I just needed to stay above 705. It's not a lot. It's not a huge ask, but I got I still got about 3 weeks on it, but it would be
Yes.
nice if it was up.
Six Flags just announced all parks will be open, including their Montreal park. I'm going to go to Six Flags. Most Line, thanks for that Prime sub. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Greatly appreciate it.
Oh, I got out of that a couple days ago. It actually swept my order.
Guys, what's really cool about Six Flags is my folks bought us as a family. For Christmas we try to not get stuff, right? Like we've got an abundance of stuff. We don't want stuff. And so instead we ask for experience things like, oh, we want to go to we don't want to watch it go to uh, movie certificates or Paramount Canada's Wonderland or something like that. This year they got, or last year they got us passes to the Six Flags Park in Montreal, La Ronde, and we went all season. There was limited numbers in the park. They had masks everywhere. They had sanitizer everywhere. So we went. We had a blast. The lines were reduced. We you could go on some rides just back to back, just ride it again and again and again, and it was awesome. Okay, and then we got the good news at the end of the season that they are going to allow anybody that was a season pass holder to not only attend that season on that season pass, but also the following season. Now, for those investing in the stock, that's bad news because all the people that were season park ticket holders, they're not going to be buying again this year. But for me, who is a seasons tickets holders, it's there. you get to go for free essentially this year, which is fantastic. We love going to the road. Uh, Potentially misinformed, potentially also disinterested. Again, guys, crypto is 1% of my portfolio. I'm going to trade the most boring coin I can find, which currently is Ethereum. As to future predictions as to where it will go, what will happen, I'll see you 6 months from now and we'll see. But that's the extent of effort that I'm putting into crypto. I'm not looking to become a crypto channel, a crypto trader, a crypto mindset. I just don't care. 1%. That's what's going in there, which is about the amount of time that I'm going to put into it, is about 1%. CLOV W up 200 on the day. ETON's down to 850. Ooh, that's looking good. Initial hut position. I could have got in a better entry. Oh. SHG 170 today. Holy frig. I just, guys, can we take a moment and just appreciate a chart that looks like this? Like, just like this is the chart you dream of. Right? Like good, not no ridiculous jumps, no massive spikes, just good, steady, sexy upwards growth. SHG is the inverse of Zemetica. Well, my issue with Zemetica, guys, is like if we look at Zemetica, it's sporadic, right? Like there's no rhyme or reason to it. Down, 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 up, down, down. Like okay,
Steady growth like that in SHG, like that chart, is something I would invest in all day and night. Like I would take 20 of. Actually, I would take 5 of that a year. Like if you can capture 5 of this a year,
yeah.
you could become a millionaire incredibly easy.
And even before this news, guys, like if we look at this over a year, that chart is beautiful.
Like if
Just
that was your entire if that one
beautiful.
section, if that one section was like delineated by months or whatever, right? That one section that you snipped up before you moved to a higher time frame, even if that one small section was your entire year, you would get offers constantly from big firms wanting to hire you because look at the risk, look at your reward. You're not risking, like there's literally no risk and there's no like crazy volatility that you're encountering. It's just steady growth.
Even its consolidation, even when it consolidates back down, guys, it's not a free fall, right? Like it's a slight consolidation and then it goes back up. That's fantastic. This chart is now. That being said, if they uplist, there will be a jump. There will be a gap up, but that's to be expected on a catalyst for sure. Um, Whereas, the other one that's out there, where a lot of people were asking about psilocybin and what I think about that, guys, I am not bullish on the psilocybin sector. I think that's a long time out from actually happening and being effective. And I know people are like, well, California's a potential market and Oregon's a potential market, and some places in Canada allow for it already on medical. All right. Canada's a drop in the bucket, especially with medical use. The California and Oregon, okay. I mean, that's two tiny pieces for medical use only. I mean, California, I think, is a free use on LSD, mushrooms, whatever else. But as soon as California opens the doors, domestic is going to take over, and this company from Canada isn't going to be the major player, right? So this is less the chart that I want to see. Um, this is highly speculative. I'll take something that's got more sustainable growth. Now, there's another one. What was the name of the one that is uplisting? It was another Bitfarm, right? Bitfarm just dropped news that they are going to do it. So Bitfarm is another one we could potentially see a similar style play on. And this is another Canadian crypto company. This one's out of Quebec, though, I think. And I'm not super bullish on companies that are heavily leveraged into Quebec. For those of you that aren't Canadian, the Quebec government does not make it easy for businesses. It makes it very difficult for businesses to be in there. Um, For those of you hanging over on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, we can see you guys in chat. That's why I have the restream chat up so that we can see you guys talking. So if you have questions, feel free to put that in there. So there was a question here that came out today, guys, that I felt I had to weigh in on. If a man and woman are equally effective and productive in the office, should they hit the same salary? My answer is neither yes or no on that one. It is other. People should be paid what they think they're worth. This has come after years of being an independent consultant where I've seen women who are ballsy as shit asking for a pile of money more than their male counterparts. And I think that that's good on them because they get paid it. I've also seen men that do the same thing. They negotiate themselves contracts and salaries that are way more than what not only the women in their workplace are making, but the other men are making. And that's again because they know how to negotiate that. So on the terms of how much should my salary be as far as my gender goes, salaries are a negotiation. Your ability to negotiate for a better salary is on you. If you're a woman that feels that you have the credentials to do a job at more than your male counterparts, I encourage you to go for that more money. But you have to negotiate that. Just negotiate it.
Yeah.
And stop settling for less than you're worth.
A good example is there's this really popular anime that had a movie recently called Demon Slayer. The woman who created that series, it's her first. It was her first two-print comic or manga, and she only got paid about 20,000 for that. The company who had her made millions off that thing, and she's pissed that she couldn't, capitalize on it. She only made about 20 grand. But here's the neat thing about it: because it was only her first, right, and she has such a wild claim to fame currently, she has leverage going into the next negotiation. It's like, so if you go to a company, it's like, yeah, so what do you bring to the table? What makes you special among all these other creators, writers, and all that sort of stuff? I created one of the most beloved series currently to date, and the company that had me made multi-millions off of this thing. No, I don't watch everything. It's just that I have a lot of people I talk to that have like assorted interests and stuff like that, and they are essentially what I dub is like, I wouldn't say the expert, but like they keep their ears to the ground at a reasonable level. They research these things day and night.
This is a conversation around crypto and why I only hold 1%. I only hold 1% because that's as much as I'm willing to lose on crypto.
Oh yeah, millennial. Also, the other conversation I had with my friend was, if you told me about 15 years ago, the teenager who hated reading couldn't read a single book for like years. Not that I couldn't. It's just that I refused to because I just didn't. I had no interest in any of that shit. Or like no one cared about the Hatchet or any of the Shakespeare stuff that gets drilled into you the next 4 years. But if you told me that I'd be reading like close to a novel every week, maybe more, I would have not believed you. But I showed everything. I showed all the filings that I misread because they weren't the actual filings that I needed, and the filing that I did read, and it's like it equated to about a novel.
Oh shoot, Tim, I'm sorry, man, I missed that. How do I buy SHG on Webull? I don't know if you can get SHGFF on Webull. They definitely won't let you trade the Canadian ticker, but yeah, SHGFF pulls up on Webull. It's there. Again, guys, my play on SHG is a little bit different than Redemption's. He took the OTC. How can
I
you?
took the.
How can I play the speculation of vaccine apps? Couldn't tell you because that's not something that I've looked into, and it's not something that I would do. Yeah,
I
that
took
ETON
the.
dip, that ETON dip is looking.
My reasonings for taking the OTC isn't just because the hope and everything that it's getting uplisting, right? But if it does get uplisted, these indexes and stuff like that, or these ETFs have to buy it to add it to their portfolio to kind of balance it out. And I think that the US component would actually be more viable because they're buying that one directly, not so much the Canadian one. They can buy the Canadian one. I'm not saying they can't, but I'm saying that the likelihood of them buying the US one is a little bit more is higher because it's with if you buy the foreign one, then you're subject to the foreign rules. You have to keep track of that. You have to have someone that reports and deals with that stuff. Then you got taxes and everything. It's a lot better in the US.
MNMD, is that it? Yeah, MNMD. Let's see. Okay, so let's go 1 month. Let's go 1 month. Let's go by day. By day. Okay, so this is their uplisting day. So if you had bought it the day before uplisting, the close in the US was 469. The close in Canada was 584. So let's calculator. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, so let's do the Canadian one first. So the close the day before the uplisting was 584. And the following day, the open was 681. So that is a 14% increase. Okay. On the US side, the day before the close was 469. And the open the following day was 569. It was more. It was 3% more playing the OTC. You'll make, well, using this as a graph, you'll make 3% more playing the OTC had you done that on MMed. Now, past performance is not the same as future, whatever the saying is. Past performance is not indicative of future results. How'd your seasonal allergy play do, Redemption?
I couldn't find anyone that that was cheaply priced that I can go into. But in terms of my current allergies, apparently it was a correct assertion. Thank you, Benadryl.
Yeah, I've been doing all right with allergies so far this year, but I haven't been outside as much. And also the weather has been really weird in Canada, where it got really really hot and things started to like bloom, and then we got snow again, which I'm hearing actually helps with allergies because it kills off a lot of that pollen. Um, I'm so excited for ETON. Yeah, you can ask about a stock for sure. Yeah, so my thoughts on OCGN, I did touch on it a little bit earlier. Majestic, I'm happy to do it again. I've got the pipeline open still here. So when I trade a biostock, it's known, this isn't new to anybody that's been in this chat. I look at the pipeline, and here's my thoughts on the pipeline I'm seeing here. With the exception of Covaxin, there's nothing here. There's nothing even phase 1. So this is a big red flag for me. With OCGN currently, the emergency use authorization in the US, I don't think that they get this. There's no need. The US is currently sending vaccines overseas because they feel like they're getting close. I think they're about 44% vaccinated in the US right now, is what I was seeing as the last number. And they're talking about herd immunity around 50 or 60%. But it doesn't seem like they need another emergency use authorization at the moment in the US, so I don't think that they get that. As far as their partnership in India, could they see the EUA go through? Absolutely. I think they see the EUA in India because India is just going to approve everybody at this point. They need to get whatever they can get their hands on as quickly as they possibly can. So I think everybody's going to get approved. So that's good news for OCGN, isn't it? Not as much. My issue with OCGN is this: if everybody's getting approved, then it becomes a race for whoever can get as many vaccines in there as possible. OCGN doesn't really have an industrial pipeline like J&J, AstraZeneca, the Sino vaccine from China is there. There's going to be a massive amount of competition for a company that doesn't have the pipeline in place. It doesn't have the distribution in place. So, yeah, that's exactly it. It's a buy the rumor, sell the news, in my opinion. Teledoc is not something I want to play. Vaxart is mostly phase 1 preclinical. Oh, yeah, I told you how to look at VXRT. Sorry, I didn't do that. VXRT. So I understand the morning call, people get pissed that I'm bearish on OCGN, but that's why I'm bearish. They missed on revenue. 82% down year over year. I guess they're not really selling anything, though. Let's take a look at the pipeline. Yeah, so guys, I personally... Oh, TDAC is something different than TDOC. Okay, I'll take a look at TDAC after. But yeah, guys, with VXRT, guys, I don't touch anything until it's past this phase 3 line. This is where I trade things inside this marketed. And this is something that I learned over a year of trading bio was trading in here, you lose your ass. So the risk reward on this is like, I would say that, preclinical trading this is a 99 to 1%. Like this is a 1% chance that you're going to see gains trading preclinicals. And if you do, great. If you get in on a preclinical, let's say you've got $100 and you put $1 in 100 stocks that are preclinical and one of them hits, you'll make more off of that $1 for sure than you did off of all that other stuff. Phase 1, I would say it goes to about a 90-10 split. Phase 2, I would say it's about an 80-20. Phase 3, I would say it's 75-25. And then marketed is a 50-50. You get a coin toss. That's the best that you're going to see is a coin toss. So for me, for that reason, I'm out. VXRT would not be one that I touch. But that's just my mindset, guys. If you're willing to put in the work and really understand a lot of that stuff, great. But for me, I'm a marketer. That's what I know is the marketing side of things, and so that's where I trade bio is on the marketing side. The PDUFAs is what I watch. Could I make more money if I really wanted to dial in and understand phase 3s? Probably. Is it worth it for me though? Not really. I'm just kind of satisfied with the gains, I'm not trying to be. Ooh, Fajin with that sweet 11 bits. Okay, TDAC. What is TDAC? Trident Acquisition Core. Lottery.com. Yeah, I think this will be good. This will be solid. Gambling is going to be big. I will not spend them all on Necco wafers. SPACs move the day they become the new ticker traditionally. So, but lottery.com is going to be big. SPAC in the gambling. Yeah, I'd look for the day of the new ticker and possibly take a play on it. I like TDAC. What else do we have here? Have you heard of the Medicago GSK COVID vaccine? I have not. I guys, for all extensive purposes, I've been out of COVID since last June. Just out. Not interested. Squeeze the squoze on that industry, but I could have made money trading X, Y, or Z. True, I could have. I didn't. I'm done with it. That ship has sailed for me. If you guys are looking for a more detailed breakdown of why I am bullish on Clover Health, by the way, there's a lot of people talking about CLOV. I did a breakdown video for you guys. It is there. It is a an overview, so it's not an hour long in depth breakdown. It is a 10-minute video that gives you the overview of why I'm in the position that I'm in with both. So that may be of value to you guys if that's something that you're looking at. I know that Clove has moved up on the WSB chart for top discussions. So Tesla, GME, Clove. It's beating out even MVIS, so it's dipping hard at the moment. Yeah, I mean, I'm down 100 on my warrants for the day. I'm not really sweating it. Clove is up 4 cents on the day, 5 cents on the day. ETON is down 4 cents on the day. SHG is up 7, so it's up 4.5%. I'm out of coffee. Hate it when I'm out of coffee. All right, let's check and see how our runners are doing here. So what were the two again? They were RHE and BTX. 2 days, minute, 2 days, minute. Okay, so we are continuing. I guess I can go 1 day now. We've got enough minutes that I can do a 1 day chart. Okay, so RHG is continuing to move upwards, guys. BTX is continuing to show decline. I think if it breaks, let's take a look over here. Where's a level? If BTX breaks beneath, I mean, 62.50, there's a little bit. 62.23, there's a little bit. I don't see any big number here. Yeah, so I guess like 62. If it breaks below 62, there's a chance that it falls. But yeah, DGOL spiked and then came back down. Any expectation on Clove earnings? I think they beat. I think they beat. Now, their revenue projections are interesting, though. There is a possibility that they miss on their earnings. I don't think that they necessarily need to meet the target, though. I think the guidance is going to be the big beast for them. But the Clove target that is set is earnings $192 million is the projected revenue. Their actual revenue last quarter was 166 mil. So they had to do 30 million more. I think that there's possibility there. I think that they could hit this. I think that in all likelihood, it could hit this. I'm going to grab a coffee, guys, and drain. I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. If you guys have tickers you want me to look at, now's the time. I will be here till about 11, and then I'm going to go do that BTX video on the day, okay? So drop it in there. Oh, that sad moment when your fam jam took the last of the coffee. It's brutal having four coffee drinkers in the house. All right, Kala. Okay, biosciences guys. As soon as you see it's in the biospace, head to their pipeline. Phase two, nothing past phase two. So for me, that's a no. Um, Once it's past phase two, and it's interesting that they don't have phase three here. They're just in registrational. Um, my family knows I'm usually a 3 cup minimum to get going here. I do a cup of coffee with my wife, and then I do another one for Bible study, and then I've got another one when I start my stream. But then usually they make me a pot when they go away for the day. Nobody made a pot today, so rip. Rip a Reno. Yeah, so this one here, guys, the pipeline's not where I would like to be, so I wouldn't go any further than that, in my opinion. Uh, okay, this one here, cmc.cn. What's the name of Shugs? What's the name of the company? I don't think it's this one, right? Cielo Waste Solutions, is that the one that you're talking about? Okay, so CWSFF for you guys in the States. CWSFF. Okay. Um, they're in Alberta. Uses landfill waste to make diesel. There's no revenue estimates on them. There's no news on them. SEC filings. No ratings. I mean, diesel from waste and landfills is an interesting play, but knowledge is power, and there's very little about this. All you're going to find are the Cedar filings on this, and I hate Cedar filings. Saw on, but the pipeline's not there yet. Yeah, investors, financial statements.
Interesting.
Total revenue into 2021. They had no revenue listed for the last 2 quarters. They're bleeding growing operating losses. Their assets are increasing though. They've got 21 million in assets and 6 million in liabilities. So that's, I mean, they're positive if they could sell off their assets. They're not generating revenue, which for me would have me out. On top of the fact that they're not, the level of data that you can get out of it is just Cedar filings, and I hate that. I hate it. Unfortunately. Sorry, Shugs. I hope that helps. That's kind of how I would eliminate them. Of okay, so they're Canadian kind of e-fuel play, but they're not generating revenue. They've got increasing costs of operation with no revenue to speak of. It's not really an ideal setup. It's not that they're the worst setup I've ever seen, but that's a long shot, in my opinion. Warren Buffett names Greg Abel his successor. So Greg Abel is going to be the next head of Berkshire. And he's a Canadian. Yeah, we win. Attaboy, Canada. Attaboy. See if I can connect to Greg on LinkedIn. Is he even on here, I wonder? Berkshire. Don't think he's on here. Nope. That's too bad.
Sorry,
That's
what
not
happened?
him.
What?
A Canadian's been chosen as the next head of Berkshire Hathaway.
Oh, and he's a farm boy too.
Which makes me think that Buffett sees commodities being the play over the next 10 years.
I wonder who said that.
Buffett for the last 60 years?
No, I. Oh wait, you weren't in. I don't think you were in that conversation. I was asking Hitch. It's like, does he see anything coming up for commodities? Because I see a lot of movement in there, and I'm not sure how to make of it.
Yeah, I think Buffett's thought on this is, this year he's talking about big tech, but as we face hyperinflation, people return to real world assets, in which case commodities become a very interesting play.
Yeah, because they still need to make shit with it.
Yeah.
I was telling Hitch I thought it was gold because a lot of electronics still use gold. It's the best conductor in there.
Oof. Shots fired by Julian Assange. What are the difference between Mark Zuckerberg and me? I give private information on corporations to you for free. I'm a villain. Zuckerberg gives your private information to corporations for money, and he's the man of the year. Yikes! Holy crap. 175-year sentence is what he's facing.
It'll be a great platform for Trump when he tries for re-election in 2024. I will pardon Julian Assange and Edward Snowden. These guys are true Americans
Oh
because they
man.
love the American people.
Yeah,
That would
the immediate
that,
response from Assange and Snowden would be, I mean, that's great, but no, he's a Russian citizen now. Snowden is
yeah,
has his Russian citizenship. Last I heard, anyway.
yeah, no, he's a Russian citizen or refugee. Him and his girlfriend or wife, I can't remember, but
Granted the right of asylum. He was granted permanent residency in Russia. I don't know if that makes him a citizen of Russia.
I don't know if you saw that thing, that live stream that Snowden attended recently with that Canadian dude.
No.
Basically, he came on this live stream. This dude was like a wealth guru bullshitter with like Grant Cardone and stuff like that, right? And he didn't think that Snowden would actually look him up, but he invited Snowden on. He's just like, I'm a little confused in why you would invite me here, but I just got to ask, is this you? And he shows a CBC article where this guy was selling unregistered bonds and doing unregistered trading, and he basically got caught and charged 4.4 million. No, was it? I think it was charged, or but yeah, he got caught running this scheme, and he's just like, yeah. So I don't know about you guys and how like back when we were like at the CIA and everything, we saw this going on. There was like a whole moral question of like, well, I should really the American people need to know. And he was willing to risk doing to do that, but he's like, I'm literally appalled by these other people who know this is a scam, this is a Ponzi scheme, and refuse to call it out. And for that reason, that makes me very uncomfortable, and I recuse myself from the rest of this thing. And I urge everybody to just take 5 minutes and Google who this person actually is and what his history is. And the dude was like, "This is a live stream." And he's just like, um, "Yeah, we're gonna go to a break." And then after he came back from the break, he's just like, "Yeah, people are just making these clickbait articles from me, just to get attention and stuff like that. And this is all untrue." As much as I
So
hate the
guys,
CDC,
this one is, I mean, I understand that the government's making the claim. Well, there is a proper channel that you're supposed to go through for whistleblowing on government things that you think are illegal. That there's an appropriate channel to do that, and that's the issue behind, should Snowden have done what he did the way that he did. But I think that this last part, the motivation on this is on why he did what he did, is pretty telling as to why he didn't go through that proper authority. So in 2014, Snowden said his breaking point was seeing the director of national intelligence. So this would eventually be the guy that the whistleblower report went up to, directly lie under oath to Congress.
he's basically imagine if internal affairs, the people they answer to is themselves. So it's like, oh, is there an issue in internal affairs? Nope. All right, cool.
In March, Snowden said he had reported policy or legal issues related to spying programs to more than 10 officials, but as a contractor had no legal avenue to pursue further whistleblowing. This is after Clapper announced there's no saving. Oh, no. Where is it? Clapper denied to the U.S. Senate Select Committee on Intelligence that the NSA wittingly collects data on millions of Americans. Wittingly meaning knowingly does so. Yeah, I mean, this is a guy that I'm okay with that case. Same thing with Julian Assange. Like, I I'm okay with transparency. The transparency scares a government is not surprising, but that that is what it is. Marvel Studios announces date for its upcoming releases, including Black Panther: Wakanda Forever and the Marvels. It's funny, they put a picture of Captain Marvel up there, but that's not going to be. I guess that's a part of the movie. I can't play that. So Black Widow, we see July 9th, guys. They're betting on a summer billing. This is interesting, actually. Shang-Chi September. This is the last weekend before school. That's what they're targeting there. Eternals into November. This is the Thanksgiving weekend, I think they're targeting there. Spider-Man, this is Christmas. And then nothing until March. This will be March break. Black Panther next summer. Marvel's following Christmas. Fantastic Four is the last slated on this series. The ones that I want to see on this, I don't really care about Black Widow. I'm just going to be honest. I'm not going to go see it. Shang-Chi, I am going to go see. The Eternals, I am not. Spider-Man, I don't like the new Spider-Man. I know a lot of people are going to get up at me on that, but I'm just not a fan. Andrew Garfield was my favorite of the bunch. Doctor Strange, I'm definitely going to see that one. Thor, I don't care. Black Panther, I will see this one. The Marvels, I'm going to pass. Ant-Man, I'll see that one. I'll see Guardians, and I will see Fantastic Four. You thought Shang-Chi was a TV show? No, it's a full-length feature film. I'm really excited for Shang-Chi. It it looks really, really good. And the Doctor Strange one is going to be amazing.
You gotta call the four. Fantastic Four.
I really liked Andrew Garfield. Seabiscuit never did it for me. Tom Holland doesn't turn my crank. I think Andrew Garfield just nailed it. I liked I liked the movies that he was in. I liked Jamie Foxx's Electro. I wish they had got to do a Sinister Six film with Garfield. I liked Toby in Spider-Man 2, but I didn't like him in Spider-Man 1, and I did not like him in Spider-Man 3. Out of all of the Spider-Man movies, the first one with Andrew Garfield is still my all-time favorite. The one with the lizard and Dennis Leary in it. That one is my all-time favorite. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Um, but Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin, they wasted him. He could have been so much better than he was. They just didn't use him properly, in my opinion, and Toby didn't rock my socks off. Whereas Andrew Garfield from Go, that whole movie just rocked it. And then in the second one, the death of Gwen Stacy was pretty amazing. To actually see a character die. Can the world handle Spider-Man with all of the symbiote villains? Well, the problem with the symbiotes is the five symbiotes is they're not all villains, right? Tobey Maguire started the whole Marvel movie thing. I disagree. People forget this movie. So let's go. Spider-Man. First Spider-Man came out. Yeah, Blade was exactly what I was going to say, Rich. Blade was the beginning. And everybody forgets that. But Blade with Wesley Snipes to this day, when everybody was losing their crap over Deadpool, is like, oh, an R-rated, blah 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 blah. Deadpool was great. Don't get me wrong; it was fantastic. But Blade, to this day, is still the best R-rated Marvel movie ever to be made. The first Blade movie, hands down, was better than Deadpool. The second one was kind of interesting what they did. It wasn't really Blade, but I mean, it was an interesting script. Yeah, the techno scene was awesome. And yeah, once you've got the joke from Deadpool, once you watch it the first time, you're like, ha, that was funny. but then it doesn't really hold. Whereas Blade, I could watch Blade over and over and over. Chris Christopherson was amazing in it. Blade kicks butt in it. The third one was a little Jessica Biel and Ryan Reynolds. That one was a little like the vampire Chihuahua thing was a bit much, but Man of Steel is the best superhero movie. Uh, I hated Man of Steel, but a lot of people hate my favorite too, so that's fine. My favorite superhero movie out of all of them, bar none, and I know it's misleading with all of these because it's not a Captain America movie. My favorite, hands down, superhero movie of all time. I wonder if you guys can guess it. I'll let you have a shot. Can you guys guess it? Valerian? No. Logan was pretty good. It's not Logan, though. And remember, guys, a lot of people are going to call it out and be like, that movie was awful. It's Marvel. It's not Iron Man. A lot of people thought that this was an awful movie. Nope. Nope. The first Incredible Hulk. No. The Ang Lee one? No. It's not the Ang Lee Hulk, but that's been the closest guess so far. No, it was not Blade. All right, you ready for it? It was Edward Norton's Hulk, which I think maybe might be. Oh, I said it. Sorry. Which might be what Jacob Ling had guessed, but it is the Edward Norton Hulk. And the reason why I liked it is because it focused more on Banner as a character than Hulk as a character. I think that the guy that they got, Tim Roth, to play Edward Blonsky, was one of my all-time favorite villains. I really, really loved Edward Norton's portrayal, not of the Hulk, but of Banner. I think that the villain that they set up for the second potential movie was amazing. The final battle scene in that movie felt like Hulk to me. It Thor Ragnarok, you watch the Hulk do that whole thing in there. That never was the Hulk for me. No hate on the current iteration of the Hulk, except I haven't seen a fight scene since the Edward Norton one that was a Hulk fight. Even the Avengers movie, the Hulk smash from Cap, and he goes and he bashes things. Like there's too much thought in that. Whereas the one with Edward Norton, that fight scene at the end where they're using a helicopter and he's choking people with chains and they're not caring about the destruction of an entire city. They're just going at it. Like that fight between Abomination and Hulk is one of my all-time favorites in any Marvel movie. It just nailed it. It was so true to the comic. The character was well portrayed. The struggle of bursting in the Hulk was there. Betty Ross was spot on. Like I just it was the best comic movie to date. Now I do reserve judgment on that because Shang-Chi looks amazing, absolutely amazing. I'm really stoked for it. I was never a fan of the New Mutants, which is why I don't give hype to Legion. Robert Pattinson as Batman, I think it's a good casting. I like the spin of going the greatest detective on it. Shang-Chi got a negative reception from China audience. That means I'll like it all the more. Um, but Robert Pattinson as the Batman, I'm okay with it because they're going more the detective route for Batman and less the like Christian Bale brawler kind of Batman, which I think is pretty cool. And it's also going to open up the door to a multiverse, so we get all the Batmans in one movie.
Interesting.
Maniastical, thanks for the follow, much appreciated. Um,
So you remember when you were doing Maslow's pyramid last week?
Yeah.
And one thing that was mentioned was weddings that was returning. I just quickly scrolled through my Facebook and everything, and the first two posts on there was, "Oh, I'm so glad that we had this wedding." Blah blah. We went from Boston and moved it to Houston so we can actually have it. Another one was in Maryland, and they moved down to Florida. They moved their wedding down to Florida to have their wedding.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to be a big thing. Manny Askill going with a Prime sub on top of that follow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know we're not talking stocks right now, guys. You guys always get me distracted when we start talking superheroes and movies. It is my kryptonite. It is my weak spot. Batman Beyond is getting a movie, and they are going to have Michael Keaton as the old Batman, and then a new one playing Danny Drake or whatever his name is.
You mean Terry McGinnis?
Terry, sorry. Who's Danny Drake?
I think you mixed
Tim Drake
Tim
and
Drake. Yeah. I don't know. Danny Phantom.
no, Danny sidekick DC. I have no idea what I did there. Danny Chase? No, I don't even know that character. I don't know. I just added Danny to Tim Drake, I guess.
Mistaken
Stream.
for Daniel-san.
Wait, stream dead? What? I don't think the stream's dead. Thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. We live. Okay, but we are about to not be live. We are about to go away because it is 11 o'clock. I do have a video to shoot on BTX. Rich, thank you for that. 1 month streak, 2 months in a row. You guys rock. We're going to head over to Stocky. So all of you guys that are subs, make sure to drop that beaver on them. Again, guys, if you missed the video from last week on YouTube, if you can head over, give it a like, give it a comment. I greatly appreciate that. Let's go raid the stock guy. You guys can hang out with him for the rest of the day. Have an amazing day. Video for today will be BTX. It will be out by 3:30. So just as the bell is ending, I will do a complete breakdown on BTX for you guys. But with that being said, that's it for today. Why is it not rating?
It's probably a timer on top.
No, I don't see it. Raid the stock guy. Is he not live?
No,
Oh,
he's
there we
live.
go. Okay, it's working now. No, it's just me, guys. Vaxart, by the way, I know we looked at that, is among the major losers in the healthcare industry today, so be aware of that. Later, guys.